Greetings, and I just want to say I apologize for not posting yesterday because I was working on a couple of things, which, as you can tell by the title of the video, is not going to be a regular deck guide video. This is a project that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, but of course, I'm not that big of a channel yet, so I'm not sure what kind of reception this is going to get. But I thought I'd try it out just because just a couple days ago, I was reading up more on the Witcher lore because I found the whole lore of the Witcher pretty interesting. Like, I'm a big fan of like the fantasy worlds created, like Lord of the Rings, Narnia, Star Wars, Harry Potter, etc. I always want to be able to read up more on those and to be able to learn more about sort of like the stuff that happens behind, well, not behind the scenes, so like not part of the movies and stuff. And it kind of like to help kind of learn the characters even more and how they became to be and how like the events kind of shaped them into who they are and the world around them and etc. So I decided I'd do the same for The Witcher, and honestly I learned a lot about like the characters from The Witcher 3. Like, my knowledge of The Witcher has expanded more than just The Witcher 3, and so I decided, why not see what would happen if I were to turn these events, creatures, characters, etc. into gwent cards. So as you can tell by the title of this video, this is going to be a custom gwent card showcase where I created a couple, like maybe 2 or 3 or 4, I think I'm showing 4 today, 4 custom cards that I'm going to show to you guys. And obviously I did not really think about balance. I tried to make it as lore friendly as possible, so I did do a little bit of reading on them. Some of them I kind of just used the knowledge that I knew from The Witcher 3 because that's sort of where the knowledge sort of extends. But I think it provided enough information to sort of make up a card and its ability. Now, of course, you guys can, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below to where I found the gwent generator website. So if you guys want to create your own custom cards, that would be great. And seeing what you guys, if you guys want to show me the cards that you guys have made, definitely do post them on my Twitter. I'll be on my Twitter. Follow me on. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Again, link in the description below. That's where I'll be looking at all the cards if you guys ever post, if you guys ever submit any, and I'll give you guys a shout out for sure. So I thought I'd try making custom cards. I know it's not a deck guide video like what I usually would try to make. And don't worry, my ideas haven't dried dead yet of gwent decks. It's just every now and then it's tough, and I also have a full-time job, so it's kind of tough to sort of play gwent like sort of and kind of put all my attention to it, just because it really takes a toll on the mind if you're like really thinking a lot. So I'll be showing you guys the 4 cards that I have created today for the custom gwent, and we'll go from there. And of course, don't forget to leave a like on the video if you guys like this. If it's not getting too much of reception, it makes sense. I'm still a pretty small channel, so I can totally understand. Maybe I'll do this maybe once or twice every month or so, just to see. But I thought I'd give this a shot for now to see how it would turn out. So the first card that I am showcasing to you guys today, and as you can see, the website that I used to make it is there, is Perch. Now, this is a new category that I sort of wanted to put in because one of the things I was thinking about when I made this is like, like you have all the characters sort of involved in gwent. You have a lot of sort of the events of that happen, like for example Ragnarug, you got Hemdall and Camby, which sort of justify the end means, which are related again to Ragnarug, not so much in the ability and synergy, but like in just sort of the lore. But one of the things I find that's not so featured as much is the location. So I figured, what if you were to add location cards into the game of gwent? Now, location cards would work similarly to, let's say, field spells in Yu-Gi-Oh!, whereas they give certain certain boosts or certain abilities to certain kinds of cards. So again, it's to help support that help support certain archetypes. With Perch, that's not so much the case. This is more to help just one card, and simply because of the lore that is sort of related to. As we know, Perch is the home to the Bloody Baron, which is a card featured in gwent, which is why I give it the ability of Order, transform Bloody Baron into Philip Strangler Reborn. Philip Strangler Reborn is another card that I've made that I'm going to show you guys a little bit later on in the video. But I just sort of showed this card just because Perch, and again, I found this picture online as well, and I'm not quite sure what the banner signifies, but obviously there's no symbol for location, simply because, it doesn't exist. It's something I've completely made up. But I thought it was simply pretty lore friendly, so I thought I'd put this in. Bloody Baron is actually a pretty decently strong card in Gwent already, so transforming into Philip Strangler Reborn, we'll see what it does later on. I don't know if it's the next card. I didn't quite take a look to see which card is next, but so the next card I am showcasing is indeed the card that comes out of Perch. We have Philip Strangler Reborn. So this is the card that the Bloody Baron is transformed to, and when this card is on the field, you spawn D-Strangler. D-Strangler is yet another card that I've created custom with the website. Again, all will be in the description below. So yes, it is a bit weaker, but because of its ability to spawn D-Strangler, which actually is a decently strong card, that's why I put its power pretty much down to 2. I could have even put it down to 1, but again, balancing isn't really so much what matters here. It's more of the lore. So obviously, as you guys can tell, this is surrounding the lore of the storyline with Baron, and sort of the grief that he has over the death of his unborn child, D-Strangler. It is pretty ironic that he is the one getting the Reborn word as opposed to D-Strangler. I really thought about giving the card Reborn to D-Strangler, so I was going to name her D-Strangler Reborn. But then when I really thought about it, she wasn't really born in the first place, so how can you be reborn if you were never born in the first place? But for Philip Strangler, because he sort of went from a really drunken, sort of depressed guy because he lost his family, and after Geralt helps him out and sort of is at peace with sort of the death of his unborn child, he becomes a bit more happier. Obviously not like the happy-go-lucky guy, like for example like a Dandelion is. So that's why I gave him the Reborn, just because of his small perk up in personality. And I just simply gave him the ability to spawn D-Strangler. So technically, Perch lets you spawn 2 cards because Philip Strangler is a card that shows up, not to mention Speedy Strangler. But because of the idea of it being lore friendly, I decided to add it in here as a card as opposed to just going straight to the girl. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense in terms of the lore. And of course, these quotes, I'm just getting it from the Witcher wiki site. So yeah, I'm not that smart, so I didn't exactly come up with these myself. So we'll go straight to the next card. And of course, as you guys know, the third card on the list is gonna be sort of the spawning of Philip Reborn's ability, D-Strangler. So every allied turn, boost the lowest ally by 1 and damage the highest enemy unit by 2. So this is sort of a combination of the Lubberkin and Botchling combo, just because they both sort of act as 2 sides to D-Strangler when we're talking Gwent abilities. And I know this card seems pretty strong to you guys because it is 7 power, so it's going to be out of range of those damage output cards, and its ability is a combination of Botchling and Lubberkin combined, so it's like, why bother having 2 of those when you can just use this and a location card. Now the thing with location cards is I'm going to make a lot of location cards, and you can only have 1 in a deck if it were to get implemented. So there's going to be a lot of other location cards that I'm probably going to come up with, again, if this video gets good, not a good, but some sort of reception, any sort of reception. Even if one person just says they want to see it, good enough for me, honestly. Like, that would be great. It means you guys are watching videos, which is great. As if you're not already, I can already see you guys are watching videos, which is great. So thank you so much for that. But back to the card. This is D-Strangler. So I did use the quote of Philip Strangler when he actually finally comes into peace with the death of his unborn child. Giving her this ability, I think it just makes more sense in terms of a Gwent standpoint and a lore-friendly standpoint. And not to mention, this card will be the outcome of a location card, so you definitely won't get this card right away. You can choose when to get it, so it's sort of almost like a hero power in a way, but like I feel like in terms of thematically speaking, just adding a location just makes it adds more flavor sort of to the world of The Witcher. So that is the D-Strangler card. No provisions, just because of location card, you can have 1 location card per deck. Honestly, you don't need for provisions on that. Probably say, or you could be a way to do it, but you'd have to sort of tweak almost every other card that's there to, for the balancing purposes. Again, I'm not caring so much about the balance, and I'm more interested in the lore-friendly aspect of this video. And last but not least, what is a custom card video without having the most infamous location in the Witcher universe, the Caremore location? Now, I obviously didn't use the right symbol for the location because I was still sort of thinking of what kind of symbol I wanted to use. I'm probably going to go with the flag, but it's just what it is for now. So, as we all know, Caremore is indeed the location where Geralt, Yennefer, Eskel, Lambert, and Vesemir live, so it only makes sense to sort of give them that boost. I was thinking of giving Ciri, putting Ciri in here as well. But Ciri was more of a runaway in most of The Witcher 3. She didn't really stay in Caremore all too much. So um I decided not to put Ciri in here. But still, giving all boosts. So when all Geralt, Yennefer, Vesemir, Eskel, and Lambert cards, that does include their sort of spin-off. So Yennefer Conjurer, Geralt Erdrin, Axii, all of his signed cards, Vesemir Mentor, I believe Eskel Pathfinder, and I don't remember what Lambert's card is, but I remember it's the one that where you can, I think you damage all copies of a card by 3, but they all get boosts whenever they get played. So you pretty much create stronger versions of these Witcher cards, and it makes sense. You're in Kaer Morhen. Those who are the Witcher sort of know that location pretty well. Apologies for the misput here of deploy. There is no deploy ability. It's just a location card, so it's sort of an ongoing effect. So some of the location cards will have ongoing effects. Others will have orders. I'm trying to think to see if I can just do all like certain effects, but it really depends on what I'm going to use them for. Like for example, Crow's Perch, I can't just say transform Bloody Baron into Philip Strangler. And of course, in order to use Crow's Perch, you need to have a Bloody Baron on the field. So you could go through games where Crow's Perch would even be useless. I mean, again, theoretically speaking. Because if you don't ever get to drop Bloody Baron, how on earth are you going to able to get Philip Strangler Reborn? How are you going to get D-Strangler onto the field? So that's why I kind of made D-Strangler somewhat powerful, so there's sort of that balancing aspect if it were to get implemented, but it would be great if it did. I know that Witcher, I think, has one location card right now, and that is the Vivaldi Bank from the Syndicate faction. But again, like, you know, being able to implement lore locations would be great just to sort of fit the theme, to sort of fit the lore of the Witcher universe. So I just thought this would be a pretty cool video to do. It's not so much like a guide or anything like that. It's just something fun that I wanted to do in my spare time. So that'll be the end of the showcase for the time being. I'll be probably working on more cards if this does get a decent reception. So definitely let me know what your guys' thoughts are on these 4 cards that I created. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and comment on anything that you guys like change. And again, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'll be posting probably more of these cards there, and if you guys want to, you know, submit your own and show it to and have me show it, that'd be pretty great. And subscribe for more Gwent content. Other than that, this is Enzo signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next one.